Hi, I'm Jonathan Diffie, the Managing Director of ASL GRP Limited, Air Sea Land Group, defence-based company producing ballistic armour and blast protection. Over the last 12 months, our company's been developing quite quickly. With the changes in the war efforts, our production has soared. We've increased our volume of workforce, and our R&D capability has had to go into the fast lane effectively, which brings me clearly onto one of our new products, which is our ballistic range of engine covers. Now, we developed these early on last year for the Ukraine Army to give protection to the outboard engines, to allow the troops safe passage. The difference is, as the war effort changes and the weaponry changes, it's brought some issues to us. We have a fully ballistic and fragment protected engine cover, but in addition to that, now we are seeing threats from electromagnetic weaponry, which is effectively disabling the ECU of the outboard engine. So in order for us to try and achieve protection against that, we've had to develop a system where we're creating a shielding within our engine cover protection, but maintaining the ballistics and the blast protection. So our EMP protection is something which we've had to rush through our R&D and our production, and we've pulled back some of our experience from previous projects we've done, and we've included it into the makeup of our material here. With addition to that, we've created an extra level of protection on the outside of these particular covers, which is our IRR coating, which is against night vision cameras, heat-seeking devices, which allows a much more covert and stealth positioning for what is normally a very loud and very hot source from a weaponry point of view. So we're protecting the engine as much as we possibly can on 4 different levels now. If we protect the engine, it allows the occupants of the craft to be able to get to safety. You know, we pride ourselves within at ASL. We try and be very dynamic and very quick on our feet. And in order to accommodate the ever-changing threats, you know, you have to have your R&D ready to go. So for us, we put a lot of investment back into the company, back into the people, back into the material development in order to make a project like this happen very fast. Now, to date, within Ukraine, we've delivered over 400 protective covers, which so far have had fantastic results. It's also a product which is developed not only for the war effort, but also for our home forces and various MODs across Europe, allowing, again, something which has not been addressed in the past, but allowing protection to outboard engine covers. I think what it's meant for the growth of ASL is we all see ourselves as a one-stop shop. So we try and tackle every ballistic or every protection area. So if we're looking at small boats, for example, in this particular category, you know, not only are we protecting the actual boat itself around perhaps the console or tube protection or general ballistic shielding in form of overhead blanket protection, but now, you know, the growth and the development to be able to protect the power source, i.e. within the engine, is, you know, is a great effort for us. So it's important for us to try and work with the OEMs and not just work with the end users. So that with the input from the OEMs, we're making sure that we're not modifying any performance or any of, for example, the air intake or the circulation or the overheating of the engines. So it's very important for us to engage with those guys as well. So over the next 12 months with this particular product, it's been unveiled across multiple platforms, and there is also our next development on this, where we're actually going to be introducing a much higher level of protection from a ballistics point of view. At the moment, we're currently stopping against the 762x39, which is our highest level of protection. But we've increased, we've created insert plates to allow this to take it up to a much higher level of protection. So at close range, we can give ultimate protection to the engine. And to us, again, it's the most important thing in order to keep them going. I think generally across our business, as you can see, the defence industry is growing very quickly, and we're just trying to be incredibly light on our feet in order to adapt to the ever-changing environment.